What about, so let's talk a little bit about you in high school, and as you started, getting older, and, you obviously came from some hard circumstances.
Yeah.
What kind of things did you do to define yourself, or maybe get away from?
Well, I got into music right away.
Music was your big deal.
Choir.
Yeah.
Right away. I got into the first year of high school.
And school was a pretty big thing for you too, right?
Very big. I loved it.
It was a comfort?
I loved the teachers because they were all very attentive, and I wanted to learn, and I did learn. But not only that, it was like a haven. Now, when I got to Christian High, there was a group of girls who had money. And that group, they kind of stuck to themselves. I didn't have anything. And I was always close to one of my friends. That was Thea. We were always close. And, but I always felt I didn't have anything. But then I got this job on Madison Square and cleaned bathrooms after school. I'd go to their house and clean the bathroom. My father would pick me up from the store at 6:30, and I'd go home. But I always felt in high school, though I was very happy, I didn't have anything, no clothes, nothing. And I never went to the dentist because we didn't have the money for it. So when I started to make money, then I started to go to the dentist right away. And but during those years, my father was there. I knew he was there. And there was something about him that I knew that he would never forget me. And that was my solace, really, actually, except that he brought us up very spiritually. And I believe that, too, that I believe that the Lord was always with me.
What about after high school? What happened after you graduated?
Well, then I got first job, and that little job was in a factory and down the road because I wanted to get some money because I wanted to get some clothes. I didn't have anything. And I mean nothing. And so I got into this factory, Killer Brass, and my mother said to me, my stepmother said to me, well, she said, you don't want to do that all your life. I said, no, I won't do that all my life. Don't worry about it. I said, I just want to make some money, work there for maybe a year and a half and get some clothes. Then I'm going to apply for a job. But I knew it would be selling, which I did right away. And that's when I went after the first year of Keeler Brass. I worked there a year and a half. I quit and went downtown to Houseman's, where they had men and women's shops, and she hired me right away. And I liked it very much. And of course, that's where I met Grandpa, when he was in the pant shop downtown. One of the times.
Tell me about when you met Grandpa.
Well, we met in the park.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What park was that?
And that was Reed's Lake.
Yeah.
Reed's Lake. And it was very nice. It was a beautiful night, like tonight.
Tell me about that night.
And it was very nice, and, well, he was there. You've heard all about it.
Well, tell me about it on tape, okay?
And so, but they were there, and we saw this little sign there. It said, no loafing. And I said, it says, look at that, I said to my girlfriend. Looks like no loafing, no wolfing. I said, there's nobody to wolf with. These guys are all in the service. And somebody said, oh, really? And up popped Mr. Adrian Cole.
So what did you do once you saw him?
He stood up, and I said, oh. So I said, oh, you guys. So he had his dog tags on. And he was brown as an Indian, and I swear he's weighed like 220, at least 200. He looked just great. He was so handsome. And he stood there with this big smile. And we had, what are you girls doing? I said, well, we're going to go out in the boat. But Evelyn, this is my friend Evelyn, anyway. So we went in the boat, and we had popcorn. They followed us in their boat, in a boat. And they wanted our popcorn. So we started to give them back and forth. That's how it started. And then soon afterward, they talked to us some more, and then we said, they said, you live, he said, Adrian said, well, I know where you live, to Evelyn. you mean that you're dating her brother? By this time, Evelyn had told him that we were dating. And I said, yeah, we're just dating. It's no big deal, you know. So
you were dating somebody else at the time that you guys met, that you and Grandpa met.
I was dating him, but he was in service.
Oh, okay.
He's long gone.
So what happened after that night?
And so
goodbye?
after that night, we said goodbye. He called me the next day. He wanted a cup of coffee. I'd given him my telephone number. But he wanted to go out the next day, and I said, no, I don't know you. I don't go out with strange men. And he said, well, you could just have a cup of coffee. I said, no, thank you. And so that was it. He was gone. He was going to leave that same day for overseas, which he did leave. And then I didn't hear from him till probably a month. It was at least a month, 3 weeks to a month. Here came this letter, beautiful letter. Oh, this lovely girl I met this one night. And that was the way it was. And so I read the letter and I thought, oh, well, yeah. But I did ask him at the time. I said, I don't know how that went. Are you a Christian? And, oh, yeah, he went to Sherman Street Church. I said, oh, really? Well, where do you go? Well, I go to Bethel. So, and then I didn't know if I really believed him or not. So when we started writing, you know, his letters were very nice. He was very careful.
How did he make you feel as a woman?
That night, he was very warm and had this beautiful smile, of course. And it was very nice. And I thought, oh, he's really neat. But I didn't want to give him any satisfaction at all. So, you know, I said, no coffee. Mm-mm. And I really didn't think I'd hear from him again. I really didn't. But then the letter came, and that was at least a month or maybe even 5 weeks. I don't even remember. But then I wrote him back and said, oh, where are you now, or something, and then we started writing. But there was nothing ever said. It was just letters, hearsay. Nothing big, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing at all, because I didn't really know how I felt, and I didn't know, and I knew for sure wasn't in love with the other guy, because I thought, well, I don't care about him at all anymore, because, you know, he was out of my mind. But anyway, so that's it. And, you know, then when he came home, that was a great day, because we saw it in the paper, and we saw the other one's name in the paper too.
Both of your boyfriends are coming home on
Right.
the same day.
And my family was nervous. My mother said, oh, what do we do if they both come home at the same time? I said, no big deal. No big deal. But Abe called, and you want to go to the movie yet, don't you? So I said, anyway, I forget where it was now.
That both boys came home from the service.
Yeah, so he called, and he said, I'm here, and I said, yeah, I read it in the paper. And he said, how about a cup of coffee? I said, well, yeah, that's fine. So, Sunday afternoon. How about Sunday afternoon? I said, okay. So my father said...
On the Sabbath?
Yeah, on Sunday afternoon. My father said to me, are you going to be home in time for church? 7 o'clock. I said, absolutely. So I said, sure, I will be here. Well, we went to the beach, Howland Beach. And that got to be like 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yeah, in the morning.
Missed church.